So what I'm trying to explain to you, when you say he came to the welterweight division and he just got a WBO title, a phone call made that happen. Just a phone call made that happen, and a little envelope as well. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that doesn't hold no weight on his resume. After Jeff Horn, he hasn't really fought anybody of higher level competition. That's what Errol Spence has been saying in the press conference today. And all I did was say all of that when I was with D-Town. D-Town, I don't think you were here yet, but I played the replay of me and D-Town's conversation we had in August when we linked up. I mean, not in August, excuse me, in April when me and him linked up. And I actually told D-Town the whole process. And I just wrote the tape about a half hour ago on that. So what I'm saying is we can't keep saying it's biased when these are the facts laid out before us.
Okay, but when Terrence Crawford give you some facts,
like what
about Errol Spence's resume,
all
it's
right,
like he's wrong for bringing it up, but y'all can trash his resume. He can't
give
defend.
Me one.
Huh?
Give me one fact that Crawford said about Spence's resume. Just give me one fact.
Okay, when he fought Kell Brook, he had his last fight. He got his eye socket broke.
Okay, great. I'm glad you said that. How can he criticize the guy for fighting Kell Brook when by the time he fought him, the man was already ran over by 2 Mack trucks, had his eye socket broken ribs? How can you criticize somebody when you do the same thing, bro?
Well, who is denying that? Yes. I mean, he fought Kell Brook after Spence. So, of course, all that is true. But how is he wrong for bringing it up? So he's just supposed to sit there and let y'all attack his resume, but he can't say, well, who did Danny Garcia beat? He can't say nothing about Errol Spence's resume, but he can let all of y'all attack his resume, and that's supposed to be cool.
C-Will, let me ask you a question in detail. You got it after me. C-Will, you said your profession was a counselor, right?
Yes. And I'm a chaplain.
A chaplain?
Yes.
Chaplain. You counsel married couples?
Yes, sometimes, yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard I'm just going to say a wife. Have you ever heard a wife or a husband accuse each other in counseling for something that they are guilty of doing themselves?
Oh, yeah.
All the time, would you say?
Yeah.
A
lot, yeah.
A lot of times, right? What is your response to that individual when you as a counselor discover that this spouse is, making all these accusations against the other spouse when they are guilty of it themselves? What is your response professionally to that person?
I need more content. I got to understand the context. I got to understand the whys. Sometimes you have fear of the other party doing something because you're doing it yourself. And
okay,
so you assume that they're doing. I mean, so it's not one thing. Is every scenario.
No problem. So let's use the scenario you just presented. Okay. What would your counsel be in the scenario you just presented?
I would say that a quick summary of what is understanding yourself. I always say that the biggest insight you can have in understanding others is understanding yourself. So deal with what's going on with you first before the issue with the other is not really the other. It's really within yourself. If that makes any sense.
Okay, you said you were a chaplain. Let me ask you a question. Jesus said these words in the Bible. You're a chaplain, right?
Yes.
Before you can go and take the mote out of thy brother's eye, you must first take the big log out of your eye. You understand that principle, right?
Yes.
Okay, then. So that principle would apply in the scenario that you presented. You would agree?
Yes.
Okay. So why we can't use the same logic when it comes to Bud Crawford? In other words, how can Bud Crawford criticize Spence openly for something about fighting Kell Brook when he already was damaged from Triple G, when he turned around and he did the same thing when Kell Brook was in an even worse position? How can you be cool with that, bro?
Facts. Because is he punching first or is he reacting?
No. The principle
that matters.
That matters. The principle still applies, regardless of who hit first.